complain about the wind, are we? Man. It feels 2 or 3 degrees cooler with the wind. Hey, you finally got settled in. Now stand up, dang it. She'll be back. Oh, she's got some great stuff to sing for you tonight. And Jessie, her mate is here with her. They're going to do a tune together. Everything will just be swell tonight. We've got a birthday in the house. It's the first time this year that someone has come up and requested happy birthday. So please sing along. If it happens to be yours or a friend of yours, you know, you can scream right now and tell us about it.
Oh, I'm 73 years old.
You heard that. I didn't, but I heard something somewhere. But if you're close by, and also play bass clarinet in our band, Diane Thrillkill's birthday. Please enjoy and join along. Here's happy birthday. All right, not just because they're having a banner year and the fact that I happen to be a fair weather fan. that's the only kind of fan I ever am. Detroit's it's winning this year. Though they just lost to Tampa Ray this afternoon, you know. And that's where my sister lives, good God. Lost to that team, but they've been winning and winning. And I've never played this march before. I heard about it. It's cute. It's straightforward. There's a couple of bats in the production of it. Here is the national pastime written by John Philip Sousa. We had a couple of foul tips there, and then Brendan got a hold of the last two. Thank you, Brendan, for those balls. I'm a Western buff after growing up in Detroit, and I found this movie by accident with a sound score by Bernstein, that's right. And I'd always figured it was Leonard. No, this guy just wrote for film, and his scores are wonderful, and the movie is ridiculous. I thought that maybe I tuned to the wrong channel. No, I had it right. And then I found the music. I got so excited, I sent away, they sent me like 16 bars of it. What am I supposed to do with that? So they tagged on the theme from How the West Was Won. So here's a little taste of a real fine theme that they just give you a tidbit. I guess you'll have to watch the movie to see it all. And then the one that we all know, How the West Was Won. That's right. I'm wise enough because no one knows these scores better than the guy who wrote them. And he wrote several arrangements for this concert tonight, including this solo with Caitlin, and then a duet for the couple together. And it was wonderful writing, and I make Don get up here so I can go out and have a G&T. Maybe no, I won't. It used to be given, right? When Tiny Dancer was here, that was the case, but no longer. He's gone now. Hey, could you welcome back to the bandstand, Caitlin Sisler? And my conducting buddy, Mr. Don Jaramillo. How about him? Oh, Good evening.
The first piece we're going to do with Caitlin is from a zarzuela, which is a operetta. It's a Spanish version of an operetta, an American musical. There are spoken dialogues and songs, and this zarzuela is La Gran Via. It was written in the late 1800s, and the piece is, I guess, is a comedy of sorts in that you're going to hear Caitlin tell a little bit about the piece, but it's a comedy of sorts in that during the late 1800s, the fathers of Madrid were trying to make La Gran Via a, so to speak, a street just like Piccadilly in London and Broadway in New York. Thank you. So this piece that we're going to do is from La Gran Via, and it's entitled Xuquis de Licio. Now, Licio is a street in Madrid, and Xuquis is actually a dance, and it's a German dance. I'm not going to try to say it in German, but it's a German dance, and it's really fun because it's a very elegant piece that Caitlin brought to me, and in Spanish it sounds delightful, but when you translate it, you're going to get a lyric like this.
There's a chicken there when he dances, he wears his shirt backwards. And sometimes the cook comes with her gloves full of charcoal. Why am I singing this, Don?
I have no idea. You picked it, so that is, it sounds much better in Spanish. So you're going to hear an elegant performance from our wonderful city band, and please give a round of applause to Caitlin Sisler. And we're going to perform Xuquis de Licio.
Yo soy un madre de criadas y virteras, a mí me buscan las costiñeras, a mis salones se disputan por venir, como silito en alquiler. Allí no hay broncas y el lenguaje es súper fino, aunque se quede bastante vivo. En cuanto al traje que se explica en sociedad, de cualquier modo se encuentra. Hay gallo que cuando bailando enseña la camisa por detrás, y hay dos señalas que entran en salón llenos los guantes de carbón. Se baila la bañera polcas sin disfrutar tanto hacia el compás, y hay las fuerzas contra la rapidez, válgame Dios lo que se ve. ¿Qué va a ser esperar y mover el cuerpo así, y poder apreciar la melodía del Scottish? Yo soy un baile de italianas y virteras, a mí me gustan las costiñeras, a mis salones se disputan por venir, como celito en alquiler. Se baila la bañera polca y vas sin disfrutar tanto hacia el compás, y hay las cuitas contra la rapidez, válgame Dios lo que se ve. Hay que cosas bailar el chulesco Scottish en estilo de Madrid, y
You got your money's worth right there, folks. Let's just all go home, okay? Used to be that corporations would fund bands like Boston and Montana over in Butte. Those folks didn't get paid necessarily, but they didn't have to work the night shifts. So if you learned to play trombone and joined up in the band, you didn't have to work that shift at night. That was enough for him to put together a great band. They existed all over the place. We had a Missoulian band here for a while in Missoula, and all over the country. Well, the Dodge brothers started they started a machine shop in Detroit back at the turn of the previous century, and they made parts for Ford until they got enough money and they started making their own cars about 1914, and sure enough they had a company band, an industrial band, and they got paid a little bit and they got to make great music. And Victor Herbert, who was an American composer that wrote light opera, so American accessible opera in English. And Victor Herbert was so thankful to the Dodge brothers that he wrote and dedicated this march to the older brother, Howard. John was the younger brother, just because of all the great things they did for Detroit. And God knows that Detroit needed it. Still needs it. Please enjoy the Dodge Brothers March. started to conduct air. Did you notice that? I gave that down, but it was just silent. Thanks for noticing. I looked up at the band like, hey, what the hell's going on? They looked at me like, hey, dummy, you know, all the dots on the page are done. Hey, our friends are out to pick your pocket, so smile and dig deep. Bless you. The city still gives hey, look at you. Corey brought along muscle with her. Thank you, Janelle. Make sure and get some money from this old geezer here. That's her daddy. Hey, the city pays most of the bills, you know, and the city did. We usually only hear about the city when we complain. They replaced all the lights in the band shed. Yeah, hot dang. So when August comes, we'll still be able to read music, I think. Yeah, without having to bring lights, huh, Dan? Some of us old guys, we just bring stand lights anyway. Enjoy. Here's a great tune. Let me get my mouth cleared off. It's one of the few times they sound continental. Written by Carlos Antonio Gilby. There we go. Did I say the wrong name? Close enough. Did we get money from that guy? Okay, good. And if you have a medical condition, I apologize up front because I just love to mispronounce the name of this tune. Here's a girl with emphysema. a huge gratitude to the horns, who every time we pull up a march, they play this. Da, 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 no kidding. But you take that away from a march, and it's no longer a march. So they're an intricate tool and voice of a march, though not too interesting. So whenever I can, I sat some of them in the front row there just over the 4th of July, and now I gave them the melody. So the rest of the season, they'll just be playing da, da, da. Hey, say hi to Jesse. Oh, Jesse's the band director at Hellgate High School, and he's off down to university this week, going back to school, learning how to be a better conductor, and he took time out to come over here and play this lovely little dance. Are you going to say something about this little dance? No? No, okay, just a little dance. With a pequeña, 2 years of Spanish. Pequeña charts just means little dance. And the whole band just plays, the tubas play, and Jesse plays 1,000 notes from the beginning to the end. And our job is just to try to hold on and keep up with them. There's Jesse no, and no, I won't try to say it again.
times of us backing it up. Usually I'm falling apart. And I hope that you realize with the wind out there how hard it is on us musicians. And Jesse reading off some electronic platform and got a little special mic and everything. Oh man, it's just too sweet. He'll be back. So is there anyone besides Mr. Lawrence and I who have not seen Wicked yet? It has come and gone, all right? It's already gone, right? We'll have to watch it on Netflix or something like that. But the second iteration of it came and is already out of the theaters by the time I finally get to present it to you. Glad that we can. It's got some wonderful songs in it. And you can sing along if you like to. We'll never hear you. Jay's in charge of sound. Ron's here with that cat. Thanks so much, buddy. Appreciate it. And hey, if you haven't figured out, the ice cream truck is kitty corner on the other side of the street. There's so many of you showed up tonight. The ice cream treat had park on the other side of the street, but just be careful walking about whatever that thing is. It's not a roundabout. It's something else. Something I cheat on. Here is selections from Wicked.
Good, Bob. He can't see.
just enough rock and roll of that to hark me back to my days, but it sure is a long shot away from Dorothy. And we'll be getting to Dorothy in a couple weeks' time. Actually, the prelude to the score that we all know from the Sound of Music, that there was actually a score written for it years and years prior. We'll get to there. That Wicked is kind of cool. Hey, oh, look at, so they know the program better than I do. Thank God. I'll pick up my glasses when I can get to them. Now the duet, Jesse and Caitlin, and Don's arrangement, you'll just love it.
Next piece we're going to do is entitled La Paloma, and you know the melody. It's actually interpreted, or actually is also known as the Dove. And this piece was written in, I think, 1860, and the composer wrote it while he was in Cuba. And he sent the piece to the folks there at, so sent to the folks, that was pretty sly there. Where in the heck am I at here? Sent the piece to a U.S. copyright and wanted to get it copyrighted. So he sent it and it got done, and he never heard the piece, except for when he wrote it. He passed away shortly after. This piece is an amazing piece because it's about love, remembrance. And I told Jesse a story, and I'm just going to share this. And I don't have the specifics, but La Paloma, or the Dove, actually, the title of the piece came around 67 BC. There was a battle. Of course, there's always a battle. And the victors saw one of the ships sinking in the distance, and out of the ship came doves. They had never seen doves before in their area, and they thought that was a sign, and they thought it was a sign of the souls lost and a remembrance. It's a delightful piece. What else did I say about it? Oh, and what's amazing about this piece, it has an amazing background in that it is one of those selections that equals Yesterday by the Beatles. And you're going to say, well, how does that rival that? This piece has been recorded over 1,000 times in different versions. And tonight, you're going to hear the 1,001st time of La Paloma. I want to thank Jesse. Give a round of applause to Caitlin and Jesse. Yes. This arrangement I wrote is a duet, where basically if Jesse was singing a vocal part, he would be singing harmony to Caitlin. And I wrote the piece in the style of a tango. So enjoy our...
Don's writing and they're performing. Oh my gosh. So what we were going to end with that. We thought, no, the whole band should be playing. So I found a little novelty thing for you. a little sorbet after that wonderful. Oh. Hey kids, so this fellow that wrote this march, Bull's Triumphal March, Mr. Flathers, in 1914, he published this in two different arrangements, two separate titles, and he paid for the arrangement all himself because he dedicated it to the band director, whose name was William Bull Waters. And for the legitimate one, which we have in our hands, it says Bull's Triumphal March. And on the one he published for his little town band up in the Northeast, he just called it Bull's Hit March. And for those youngsters that can't spell yet, I'll spell that, kids. That's B-U-L-L-S-H-I-T. Sounds like something I'd expect someone to do for me. Here is Bull's Hit March by Mr. Flathers. Plus a guest soloist singing, plus Michael on a xylophone solo. All kinds of great different things for you.